Welcome everybody back to the channel School Online. Today, or in this video, I'm going to talk to you about derivatives of the inverse trigonometric functions. In the previous video, we talked about how to find the derivative of trigonometric functions. Today, or in this video, we are going to talk about how you can how you can find the derivative of the inverse of these trigonometric functions. Okay, and of course we are going to use formulas, and these formulas are going to help us find those derivatives very easily. I'm just going to show you with maybe 2 examples, and then the rest you can do it yourself with full confidence. Okay, let's get started. Okay, assume we have a simple the inverse of trigonometric function. That is the inverse of cos. Let's say we have this function which is y is equals to inverse cos of x squared. So assume we have this function. How could you find its derivative? This is different from this. It's totally different from when you have y is equals to cos x squared. This is different from y is equals to. This is a trigonometric function. This is an inverse of trigonometric function. So basically we have different formulas for each of these. Okay, now I want us to focus on this because this is our topic. This one, which is the inverse, not this. Now, how could we find the derivative of that one? Okay, let me just write for you the formula first, or the formula that we are going to use. The formula states that if you have, or the derivative, the formula says the derivative d all over dx of the cos inverse of u. Cos inverse of u is going to be what? The cos inverse of u is going to be minus 1 all over square root of 1 minus u squared times the derivative of u. So this is the formula that we're going to use to find the derivative for this function that we have. So our u here, the u we have here, is basically this x squared. So first of all, we have to make it like this, and then we multiply it with the derivative of u. Don't worry, we're going to apply that here. So it says like this, that if we want to find the derivative of y here, what we're going to do first is we're going to take minus 1 all over the square root of 1 minus. Now our u squared, our u is x squared, right? Our u is x squared. Our u is x squared. But here we are in the formula, we are squaring the u, so you need to square this again. Okay, and then we're going to multiply that with the d all over dx of u, which is x squared for our case. Okay, the derivative of u here is going to be the derivative of x squared. So after that is just a simple, we will just simplify. So here we have minus 1 all over the square root of 1 minus x power 4 times the derivative of x squared, which is 2x. Okay, and then that actually gives us the answer, which is minus 2x all over the square root of 1 minus x power 4. Okay, yeah, so this is now our derivative for this function, cos inverse of x squared. What we actually did is actually utilizing the formula here. first of all, you need to make your function that into this format you see in here, and then you multiply it with the derivative of u, and u is whatever you have here with the x. Okay, whatever you have here with the, whatever you have behind the trigonometric function, behind the inverse trigonometric function. Okay, let's take another example so that you can easily understand it. Okay, assume we are asked to find this function y is equals to sine inverse of sec 2 times t. Assume we are asked to find the derivative of this in trigonometric inverse function. So the first thing we're gonna do is we will have to remember the formula, or find first the formula of how to get the derivative of an inverse sine function. Okay, so if you want to find based on the formula, derivative of d all over dx is of sine inverse of, let's say, a function which is u, sine inverse of u if we have. Okay, so its derivative would be now 1 all over the square root of 1 minus u squared times the derivative d all over dx of what? Of u. It is just similar to that of cos inverse. The only difference is sine doesn't have any negative thing here. It doesn't have any negative number here, while in cos inverse it has a negative 1 on the top. Okay, that is the difference. So that's this one don't have a minus. Otherwise, the rest of the structure, the rest of the formula is the same. Okay, now we will try to use this formula to find the derivative for this function we have. Okay, so it's going to be like this. So we will first say we will put 1 and then the square root 1 minus, now our u is this part, all of this part is our u. Whatever thing behind the sine inverse or behind the trigonometric, behind this, the inverse trigonometric function, it's going to be our u. So it's going to be sec 2t, and then we're going to square that because u is squared. U is squared right here. And then we're going to multiply this with the derivative d all over, this time is dt. Our variable is t, right? This is our variable. So we have to differentiate with respect to t. Okay, and then let's multiply it this way, sec 2, and then we multiply t. Okay, so after that we will just simplify. It is actually very easy thing. So we have here, we will just bring this one down, 1 all over, so this is 1 minus, if you square this part you're just gonna get 2t squared. Remember the t is outside the square root of 2, so it's gonna be squared. Then multiply with the derivative of this part is gonna be just sec 2. So this finally gives us 1 all over 1 minus 2t squared. Okay, but here instead of just multiplying with sec 2, instead of saying this is here, is going to be just sec 2, because 1 times sec 2 is going to be sec 2. So again, we could as well write this one into a one big square square root. So it's going to be that way, 2 all over 1 minus 2t squared. Okay, so that is our answer. that's gonna be our answer. And again, we just used this formula that you're seeing here, which is when you want to find an inverse of a trigonometric function, you need to just try to use the formula given, and just you have to adjust the u that's in the formula with whatever thing you have with that with that with that function that's given. Okay, just the way we did. So at this point, I'm gonna stop this video. In the next video, I would be talking about the chain rule, so you could watch it. And you need to, if you didn't subscribe to the channel, please subscribe to it, and see you there.